take a few seconds if you haven't already and let your team know that we're starting. And let's start the week with a question of the day that's going to have to do with what we're going to be talking about later. So how about let's start with what personal development books are you reading or listening to right now? Write those in the chat. Sarah Ives, 5-second rule. Remember when we talked about that book like a year and a half ago? Okay, cool. I'm glad that it's on the list now. It's so good. Dare to Lease. Mandy, you'll have to tell us what that one is helping you grow as far as business, family, life.
So Dare to Lead by Brene Brown is the different levels of leadership and different skills as a leader.
Okay, so Dare to Lead. Sorry, you wrote Dare to Lease. And so I was like, I'm not sure. Okay, Dare to Lead. Okay, so different levels of leadership. Cool. Lisa's reading the New Testament. Kelly Jo, Grace Meets Grit. Oh, there it is, Dare to Lead. Get Over Your Dang Self. Jennifer, can you unmute for a second? What is that book doing for you right now?
It basically tells you how to be good at network marketing. It tells you different things, helps you with different things, and gives you ideas and stuff like that.
Okay, cool. So it's great for network marketing and teaching you how to be successful.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, and then Kelly Jo, Secrets of a Millionaire Mindset, Beyond Grit, Closing for Network Marketing, Rock Your Network Marketing Business, How to Build Network Marketing Leadership. Whew. Carly, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind and the 10X Rule. Still listening to Success Principles. Success Principles is a long one, and it's one that like you can listen to like throughout the year and get good nuggets every time. One that I really, really love is the one that Kelly Jo recommended. If you guys haven't read it yet, it's called How to Build Network Marketing Leaders. It's like a 2-hour book on Audible. It's really, really short, but that's what we all want, right? We want to all be able to be successful in network marketing, which means that we've got to, number one, grow our own leadership, and number two, learn how to grow other leaders in our business. And then I'm listening to Success Principles. And then you guys, if you have downloaded Hoopla, will you write yes in the chat? It took me like 6 months before I downloaded this app. And I'm mad that it took me so long because you guys can literally just go to your library, get a library card, and you can download 10 books a month on Audible. And you can even listen to it not on Audible, but download 10 books a month that are audiobooks. And that's 10 books a month that you don't have to buy. And I literally, you guys, as I was in Jamaica, I was looking for some books. And so the 2 books that really stood out to me, and this is what I would really encourage you guys to do when you are looking for a book, is just type in what you need. Like book on passion, book on organization, a book on leadership, and then you can just kind of like scroll through and read. And so the 2 books that stood out to me is The Life-Changing Power of Gratitude, because here I was in this beautiful place and I wasn't like as grateful as I felt like I should be. And that was a quick read. I mean, I think it was less than an hour or a listen, and like it changed my mindset and it shifted me into a new space which I needed to be in, as far as like being more grateful and having an attitude of gratitude. And then the other one was Good Leaders Ask Great Questions. And it's interesting because on the scroll down part, it said, like the description, he answers 70 questions. So he asked any leaders, any people in the world to ask a question on leadership, and he was going to answer the questions in this book. And so he answers 70 questions on leaderships. And some of them are, what are the top skills required to lead people through difficult times? How do I get started in leadership? How do I motivate an unmotivated person? How can I succeed working under poor leadership? When is the right time for a successful leader to move on to a new position? How do you move people in your inner circle? Like all of these questions that people ask me all the time. And I was like, look at this book. It's right here. And I'm listening to it and I love it. And so that's kind of the preface that I wanted to give for this call is, you guys, how many of them? There are 23 of us on this call. And I know for some of you guys, it's late. And then others of you, it's during dinner time, it's during bedtime. Like, I get it, but there are 23 of you on this call right now, which means you want to be successful in network marketing, which means you want to be able to make good income working from your phone, whether it's going to be part-time income because you have another job that you love, or whether you're trying to replace the job that you love, or whether you're just trying to make some extra money to pay off debt. Like, whatever it is, you're on this call because you want to be successful. So number one, I just want to say thank you guys for being on this call. I love Thursday nights because I actually get to connect and see most of you face to face. Some of you guys don't have your cameras on, which means that your face isn't going to be shown in the recording. So at least turn it on and let it face the ceiling. I'm fine with that. If you're driving, it's okay. Wherever you're at, I just want to see where you are. But I kind of wanted to start out with some statistics, you guys. Do any of you guys know the statistics of people being successful with network marketing? Do you know the percentage? If you have a guess, put it in the chat. %, 45%, 0.06%, not even one. Whew, 25%. I don't know the percentage, but network marketing produces more millionaires than any other industry. 5%, 2%, 15%. Okay, guys. So, of course, when you look it up, you're going to get statistics from everywhere. But most statistics said 5% or less. And it says 1% makes it to the top. And so I was thinking about that. And we sign distributors every single month. We sign people up who have this dream that they're going to join network marketing and be able to make real money, right? And so how is it, number one, that it's still around if only 5% are really successful with it? And then number two, about like what makes those 5% so special? What makes those 5% make it to the top? And why can't that 5% be all on my team, right? Like, why can't all of those people be on my team? Because they say that network marketing is an opportunity for every single person to find success. They say network marketing is an opportunity that everyone has an equal opportunity. What's so nice is that you are literally owning your own business, but you don't have the inventory of having all these products on your shelf. In our business, we don't necessarily have quotas. I mean, you run your ADBV auto shipment, you're commission qualified, right? But you don't have to like hit massive amounts of sales in order to get commission qualified or be able to make money. And so depending on the business that you join, you've got, you know, these different factors that come into it. And with it works, like I said, I love that it's only an ADBV auto shipment. There's no inventory. We don't have to like order products in and deliver them to people, mail them out, because I could never do that. I'm sorry, those of you that are still waiting on your gifts and presents from me, okay? Like, they're literally sitting on my floor right now, which is why I could never do a business like that. So anyway, I was reading in this, and I'm just gonna read it to you, and it says, the above information might be scaring you away from a direct sales business. And you know, the statistics up above was just saying that, like, it's just not very likely that people are successful in network marketing. So it says the above information might be scaring you away from direct sales business. However, there's more to the story than Taylor provides in his report. The data isn't encouraging and it appears to put all the blame on MLM as a business model. However, there are a few things to consider before you dismiss an MLM as a home business option. So number one, it's less expensive than others. Like we talked about, you don't have all those overhead costs. But let's see. How can you be successful in building your business? Number one thing, you guys, is it says that people, where is that one at? Oh, I must have deleted it. So I'll have to go off of my brain. The people, number one, don't really do the research. They join a business and they say, I want to make money, and they do what their enroller tells them to do for a day or two or a week or maybe month, right? but they don't really take ownership of their business. So I want to know in the chat right now, if you have read the compensation plan yourself, you have literally read the compensation plan about how you get paid for your business, drop a 1. And if you haven't, in your notebook, write number 1, read the compensation plan. And you don't even have to tell me, okay? But in your notes, right, number 1, read the compensation plan, okay? Another thing that people, it's interesting. Just raise your hand like this. If you ask somebody to start your business, like you ask somebody, you're like, hey, I think I want to do this. Is that okay with you? Like you ask somebody else for permission to start your business. I'm raising my hand because I asked Derek, I said, hey, I think I want to do this. Is this okay with you? Right? I would say the people that I can see raising their hand, half, right? Now, why did we ask permission? We asked because we wanted somebody to like kind of back us up and like be there to like support us and be like, yeah, go, right? Did I really need to ask permission? No. Like, have I spent money on a lot of other things that I never asked permission for? Yeah. But then you guys, who asked permission to quit? Have you guys ever heard that quote before? And I know Elise is on here and she asked and luckily her husband's like, you got this. And I wouldn't let her get out that easy. But you guys, so many of us, we ask permission to start, but we never ask permission to quit because we know that it's not us. We know that it's not what we want to do. We know that like we're giving up on something that we said we were going to do and that could give us big opportunity in the future. Okay, next thing I want to know from you guys is raise your hand if you are knowledgeable, or not raise your hand. Let's see, drop a 2 in the chat if you are knowledgeable and would feel comfortable talking with someone face-to-face about our products. So not like you could like be like, oh, just a second, let me go check, but like face-to-face. If you could be knowledgeable about talking to someone about our products. Okay, and if you are not one of those people that can write a 2, then right here in your notebook, number 2, right, get confidence on products. Okay, I love it. Okay, and you guys are all on the call, so I know that you guys are doing what's right. Okay, and then let me just read this to you. So it says, many reps struggle because they don't treat their MLM business like it is. For some reason, many MLM businesses are viewed and treated differently than a traditional business, which is a problem. It doesn't matter what business you start. If you don't market, sell, or do the activities that make money on a consistent basis, your business will fail. And I tell people all the time, you have to treat your business like it's your business. Okay, so if you have another job, write in the chat what your other job is, what you do for your other work. Mom, childcare, anxiety coaching, CNA, cashier, teacher, CNA daycare, stay-at-home mom, college student, mom, massage therapist, oil advocate. Okay, so all of these other jobs, all these other organizations that are not at Works, you guys, have some kind of CEO, a manager, somebody that's there, right? And that person is in charge of, number 1, making sure that everything runs properly. They're in charge of making sure that the money's there in the morning, that the money is there at night. They're in charge of making sure that their employees are knowledgeable and trained on what they're supposed to be doing, like all of these things, right? And so what happens when we start our own businesses sometimes is that people don't treat it like a business. Like you are customer service. You are the person who opens and closes your store. You're in charge of finances and seeing what comes into your business and what goes out of your business. Like you are the business owner who is in charge of all of it. So do you guys know what report to check to know what is going into your business and out of your business on a daily basis? Okay, if you do, write down what that report is in the comments. Okay, so that way people that don't know can get it. Okay, I check this report every single morning, first thing, and every night before I go to bed, last thing, and then sometimes in the afternoon again, because number one, I want to make sure that I'm giving recognition to the people who are signing customers and distributors. I want to make sure that I'm working out any problems that happen in case that there's a canceled or returned order, or a duplicate order, anything like that. And I want to make sure that that every single day I'm producing income. That every single day, even if I'm just bringing in an extra API order from Perks points, but every single day my business is bringing in volume if I really want to get paid, which means I'm either signing customers, I'm training, I'm helping people to sign customers, I'm getting extra orders, I'm getting reorders, anything like that. So you are going to go into reports, and then you're going to click on additional reports, and then downline orders. And you've got to be checking that, you guys, on a daily basis if you're going to be a successful business owner. Like, that's you counting your till. Then somebody mentioned in their Tree Viewer. Tree Viewer is a really great app so you can see, or not app, reports. That way you can see your organization. You can see the distributors that are in your downline. You can know them by name. You can send them a message, whether you sign them or somebody else sign them. Like, you're the manager, you guys. And so sometimes maybe people get hired on that you didn't know about. And are you going to introduce yourself and say, like, hey, my name's Teresa. I'm your manager, or I'm your upline leader. I'm here to help you. If you have questions, let me know, whether you sign them or not. Like, that is part of being a business owner, is making everyone feel welcome, making everyone feel knowledgeable. And that's how you're going to create leaders. And leaders are eventually is what's going to get you to the top of this business. So I'm glad. Thank you, Lynn, for mentioning Tree Viewer. That's another one, and Elisa too, that is on the list as far as knowing your organization and who's in your business. Okay. Now, let's get back to this business. Okay. So I guess the purpose of this call is there's so many people who join this business with a dream for it to change their lives. And in this book that talks about, in the book that Kelly Jo recommended to me that I finally read, the one that is called How to Build Network Marketing Leaders, it says, distributors come and go, but leaders are loyal to their company. And it talks about, would you rather train hundreds of thousands of distributors over the next few years, distributors that come and go into your space, or would you rather on focusing building 2 or 3 really good leaders and teaching them how to build 2 or 3 really good leaders? Because there are going to be people, on this call right now, and people who are not on this call right now, who were promoted last month but aren't on this call right now. There are going to be distributors that come and go, but you have to decide whether you want to step up and be a leader, because leaders are what gets you to the top of the company. Distributors don't get to the top of the company, you guys. Leaders get to the top of the company. And so that's the purpose of this call, is I want you guys to know what it takes to be a leader. And being a leader isn't for everyone. It's hard work. I have to apologize to Bailey, right before I left to Jamaica. She saw me hot mess, crying and laughing at the same time, and it was ugly. Okay? Leadership is not pretty, but you make it, you go through the good and the bad, and that's how you get to the top, is by being a leader. Okay? It says that distributors will come and go, but successful people view this as a lifelong career. And there are going to be ups and downs, you guys. I went double diamond February of 2016, and I lost it in July. And I went back down to diamond, getting paid not even with a bonus check. But, you just keep going, and you just have faith that things are going to happen when it's meant to happen. And now all of a sudden we're a triple diamond team working on presidential with diamond leaders underneath me who are doing their own thing, who are doing their own business, which is incredible. I've always been, you guys that know me, super control freak, and now just letting it go and letting people do their own thing is amazing and incredible, to let these leaders just flourish and blossom. So as you grow in leadership, you're going to learn new things too along the way. So I want to talk about how to find, so the other example that it gave in this book is, it says, if you were a general in a war and you had 5 leaders, and each one of those leaders had 100 people or 100,000 people or whatever in their battalion or group. I'm not doing a good job of explaining this, okay? But if the enemy came in and killed all of your soldiers, would you be, you had all your leaders, but they killed all your soldiers? Like, you could grow another army because you have the leaders, you have the systems in place to be able to grow your army back up. But if they came in and they killed all your leaders, then you would have 100 soldiers with no leadership skills. And so leaders is what is going to be the meat of your business. So how do you find leaders? And I thought this was interesting because we all want the answer. We're like, just tell me what to do. Just tell me what to say and I'll do it. So they said, start out with a sincerity test, because everybody who joined your business this month, who joined your business last month, who's going to join your business for the rest of the month, for the rest of the year, for the rest of your time in the business, right? You are so excited and you want the world for them, and they say they want it, but then what do they actually do, right? And so it says the first thing you need to do is give them a sincerity test. You're going to ask them this question. You're going to say, how do you feel about this opportunity? And what kind of answers do you think you'll get? For those of you who haven't read the book yet, what answers do you think you'll get? What answers would you give? Anyone want to unmute or write it in the chat? How do you feel about this opportunity? Or how do you feel like, what? Yeah, that's what it said. But anyway, the 3 answers that you'll get is someone that will say, I'll try. Someone that will say, I'll do the best that I can. And someone that will say, I'll do whatever it takes. Okay, so that's your first indication. Now, some people don't have experience. They don't have a lot of faith in themselves. So they'll just say, I'll try. So it doesn't mean that like you cut them off because they were like, I'll try. You're like, well, you're not leadership material. I'm done. Like, no, you don't say that. Of course, you help everybody. But I'll try. I'll do the best that I can, or I'll do whatever it takes. And so then the next thing that you do is you give them a test. You say, okay, like, I'm super excited for you. Here's your first task. And in this part, he actually gave him a book. He's like, I'm going to give you a book. I'm going to check back with you in 3 days. I just want you to read it, and then we'll talk about it. And so then when you get back to him in 3 days, or maybe even less, because maybe they're like, hey, I started reading that book. I fell in love. I finished early. Can we talk about it now? Like, that's when you know you've got your hand on some gold, right? Or 3 days comes and you talk to that person and they're like, oh, well, I didn't read it because A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and all of these reasons why. And so then you know that they're not quite in that mindset for leadership. Now, you're still working with them. You're still coaching them, but you're not giving them a lot of their time because action speaks louder than words. And so I really like that. And then the other thing that's really important is how you define a leader. So while you're looking for people, you're giving them that sincerity test, you're giving them a test of like, here, get this book, read it, tell me what you think. And maybe it's not even a book. Maybe it's like, hey, watch this YouTube video, or log into your eSuite and take your commission hold off. Like, what if that was the first task? Anyone give their first distributor that task? Log into your eSuite, get your commission hold off, and it's still not done, right? And they never started working, but they were so excited. So you don't need to give your time and energy into those people. When they're ready, then they're going to come to you. But you don't need to stress about it, because you're a leader and you're going to grow leaders when their time is right. But in this book, it talks about definition of a leader. They're a professional student of the business. Okay, so all you guys are a professional student of the business because you're on the call, you're learning, you're growing, you go to corporate events, you tune into the Sunday night calls, you're plugged into the team pages, you know what's going on. That is the definition of a leader, is someone who is a professional student of the business. And then number 2, does their business without your motivation or check-ins. How cool is that, you guys? When you have a leader, anybody have some of those? Tell me in the chat. Tell me, shout somebody else. If you got those leaders in your downline who do the business without your motivation and without having to check in. And they said that these people love when their upline leaders go out of town, so that way they get to take control and they get to take over stuff. And when I heard that part of the book, I immediately thought of Sarah Ives, because she's just like, when do I get to do this? When do I get to do that? Just waiting for me to like leave, so that way she can like step up and take stuff over. And so I just love that. And then the last thing they said is someone who handles problems. So stuff happens in their organization and they know it's okay. We can put a ticket for that. It's okay. We can call customer service. It's okay. We can send an email. It's okay. We can fix it this way, or we can change it this way. And they like can handle and solve their own problems. So I want to know from you guys, those are just the 3 that the book gave, but how would you define a leader? And you can either unmute or write it in the chat. Doesn't matter, but how do you define a leader? He says lead by example.
I think definitely somebody that shows up without you having to remind them. Or I love it when somebody will be like, did you get on that call and watch it? It was amazing. And maybe it wasn't something that I could attend because it was like during the day or whatever when I was teaching. And then they like took notes and shared it with everybody. And so that's amazing. Like when people know what's going on without us having to say like, this is happening. So I think that's huge.
So one of my favorite things is when they think for themselves. Like when a leader decides that what they have is valuable and that they're going to use it, because we all can't be the exact same person, and what I think will work may not work for Chelsea's market. And so leaders that think for themselves and share their ideas.
Love it. Good. Let's hear from 1 or 2 more. Elisa wrote, driven, self-motivated, inspiring.
I don't know if this is just my personality, but for me, like being a friend aside from always business, like I need them to like really invest and know my life. And I try and do that with my team too, so that they know that this is like, we're in it. Like we're in the thick of it, no matter what, no matter what's going on, I will help you get through it. Like no matter what.
Love it. Amanda said, always do what they ask you to do. Good listener, productive, gets results, helps, but also gives space, encourages, motivates. Someone who's always there for you. Someone who takes charge. Leader steps outside of the comfort zone, does new things to grow. Okay, perfect, you guys. And like, I honestly and truly believe, and I want you guys to look and see who's on this call right now, because a lot of times we feel like we don't have leaders, but everyone who's on this call right now is having leadership qualities and wanting to work their business. And so focus on the ones who are here, the ones who are invested, the ones who want more. And that's how you're going to get more. So, okay. So a couple of things I want to talk to you about being a leader is number 1, you. What are your non-negotiables? How are you growing your mind? And do you honestly believe? And I'm going to start with, do you believe? Because that's a hard one. Every single day, you're working this business, you're posting, you're messaging, you're adding friends, you're using products, you're doing personal development, you're plugging in, you're getting in calls. But if you don't believe that you can reach the level that you want, and that's your choice, like whatever level you want. But if you don't believe that you can do it, then that's going to be your roadblock. And if you believe that you can make 200, then why not believe that you can make 2,000? Then why not believe that you can make 20,000? Then why not believe that you could make even more, right? So number 1, and you don't have to answer these out loud, but you believe that you can do it. Are you growing your mind? Because you won't grow your business unless if you grow your mind, because like I said, your leadership has to grow as you go through these different ranks that you're going to get to. And then what are your non-negotiables? So think about those just for a second. And I want you to write in the chat your non-negotiables and how much time it takes. So you get 1 day. Okay. What do you make sure that you do every day? And how much time does it take for you to do all of those tasks? Now, I don't want things like I get my marketing materials ready, I plan a party, because you don't do those things every single day. I'm just talking about every day. What are those things that are your non-negotiables? And then at the end, write how much time that would be for you. And I hate that when you push enter, it like sends it. So then that way, like the time isn't there. So this is going to be kind of tricky. As I like see everybody, I'm like, I know they're writing the time and it's coming in a minute. Okay. So, I'm going to try and read these. So PD, team, VIP, chat tasks, personal empowerment, 1 hour, post stories, communicate with team, messaging, personal development, products every day, read every day, post every day, exercise 30 plus minutes, send charts to upline, chart, send messages, comment, engage, story about life, personal development, 1 hour, following up with potentials, minimum hour daily, maximum 2 hours, listen to a book, message, connect on Facebook, check reports, send messages, engage with team. Chelsea says about 3 hours. I do this 3 times a day, so 90 to 120 minutes. Okay, so you guys, my non-negotiable is personal development, post 3 times, message X amount, use my products, be on the pack calls, and what was the other one? Add friends. Okay, like those are like my non-negotiables. And for me to do all that, it's an hour. So I always make sure that 6 to 7 o'clock is my hour of work time. So if that's all I got done the whole entire day, it's done before my kids wake up. So for me, it takes me an hour to actively work my business. And when I'm not doing the power half hour, I'll listen to my personal development while I'm doing all my work. Or if I hop on one of Amber's calls or another Zoom or something like that, then I can send messages during that time. So I'm like always like trying to multitask or like balance some things out, right? So if you are doing, now on promotion months, of course it's more. And like Kelly Jo said, she does that 3 times a day. And so it's 90 to 120 minutes because she wants more. She's going for her next promotion. And so you guys, honestly, if you're doing more work than that, I think that you're going to go crazy, honestly, like on a daily basis. Like that's just a lot of stuff. If it's taking you more than 3 or 4 hours every single day. Now, on certain days where I'm prepping for a team call or I'm getting my marketing photos ready or I'm planning for a party, then on those days it does take more time. But that stuff is more fun because I'm doing a project. I'm working on something that gets me excited. I'm doing something that's different. It's not like my have to non-negotiable list. So does that make sense, you guys? This business shouldn't take all day long unless if you're working on something bigger, but you shouldn't be doing that every single day. Or you should be chunking it, however. So that's daily. So then weekly, you guys, well, I have so many things I want to talk about. So, but before I go into this, let's talk about, do you believe and how are you growing your mind? So I want to hear from my diamond leaders. So Kelly Jo, Chelsea, Bailey, Mandy, you guys, I want to, and we got to keep this short because it's already 8 o'clock, but from Kelly Jo, I want to hear from why you wanted to quit, but why you didn't. Okay. And I know that's hard. I didn't even give you like, here's your heads up. Chelsea, I want to hear from you. Mindset shift from distributor, not on this team. Ruby, almost Ruby, not on this team, to Ruby on this team to Diamond. Does that make sense? Okay, so mindset shift. Bailey, I want to hear, or if you can chat, if not, then just tell me. I don't see your face, so I'll wait. And then Mandy, I want to hear, and if you're okay with this, I know you've been loud about it before. I want to hear from you, losing rank and getting to build it back over and what you did differently to make it stronger. I think that those are really good things for people to hear that are hard subjects. So Kelly Jo, start us off.
Okay. Why did I want to quit? Well, we could go on all night about the
diamond.
I was a diamond.
And people always say, how do people want to quit when they're diamond? Like, how do people give up that when that's like the coveted position?
Yeah. So I went diamond and earned a $20,000 bonus, and I had a rock star team, and I had 2 other people charted for diamond, and we were working. And then guess what? My number 1 leader quit. one day she just said, I'm done, and quit. And I was heartbroken. I had quit my job. I had moved across the country. I had met Michael, and everybody started quitting. And it was heartbreaking. Okay. And my organization fell apart. And every month, like I was just looking back at it, at my volumes, it went from like almost 15,000 to 11,000 to 8,000 to 6,000 to 5,000 to 4,000, all the way down to like, I don't even know. It was like 2,000 volume 1 month. And it was heartbreaking. But I kept going through that time. And I don't even know. I was so depressed. We had moved across the country. I didn't know anybody. I didn't have any support. I wasn't getting the results I wanted with the product. My mindset was just poopy all the time. Everything was bad. And this business just made it worse. Like when I had upset customers, I would call Tamika crying. I don't even know how she dealt with me for like the 6 months that this was going on. Because I was negative and complaining and crying all the time because it was miserable. But really, I was miserable. And I've had way more upset like customers and way more team members quit. But the difference is that I've done so much personal development and I truly believe in the products in the business where it doesn't matter. And like, it doesn't matter if my paycheck, if I lose a rank, like, yeah, it stinks when it happens, but like, oh, well, you can always get back to where you were and even better. And every single thing, like instead of it being a negative, bad thing when people quit, what did you learn from it? What could you have done differently? And I've learned so much. And I've also learned that this business isn't really for everybody and they're not all going to be there forever. And as much as that stinks, like it doesn't have to make you quit. So I don't know if that answered your question because that was totally, like I haven't even thought about that time in so long.
Yeah. And I like what you said is because it's really like, it really was about you. And I know that when you're having a bad day and a customer comes at you upset, and you're just like, this is so dumb. I hate this business. I don't want to do it. And you just like are so angry. But I think that the biggest, especially with Kelly Jo, and the biggest shift I've seen is in her personal development, being able to still have tough times in life, but not let it affect her or other people negatively. Like, I feel like we all have bad days and it's hard, but like you learn to control your mind. So you learn to most days not take it out on other people. Sometimes you do have to vent. Some days you do have to vomit and like get it all out. And sometimes I get those messages and she's like, just delete this. But like mindset is everything. And I'm so grateful that you didn't quit. And I think about that all the time is like, you get so mad that your team's quitting. So then you quit. Like, how does that make you any better, any different? Like you quitting is quitting on your upline. Your quitting is quitting on me. It's quitting on Amber. It's quitting on Mark Pentecost, you know? And so even when it's hard, like you said, you can build it back stronger, better, have more, all that stuff.
And one thing, this was a Dave Ramsey thing. So Michael and I did the Financial Peace University, and he said, like, you need to have a savings because it's not when something bad happens, or it's not if something bad happens, it's when. Because something bad is always going to happen. Like, tragedies are always going to happen. Sick kids, always going to happen. Not having enough money for whatever it is that you want, like those things are always going to happen. How are you going to handle it? That was a huge mindset shift for me, is like, okay, yes, these things are all going to happen. But one other thing too, one reason I didn't quit is I saw the vision. Like, I went diamond in 5 months and earned $22,000 worth of bonuses. And I went from being broke and miserable to changing my life. And so I knew that possibility was there because I grew fast and I grew strong and I grew like in so many ways that I was able to get myself out of so many bad situations. So like I knew I had the belief in the business there. And so I think that that's important to have that belief of like, this can be your bus. You have to drive it. It's not going to go anywhere if you just let it sit in the parking lot.
Yeah. And we didn't do a lot of personal development when you started the business. And I just think, man, if we would have like learned these leadership skills early, like that would have been really nice. So you guys that have just joined are so lucky because personal development was not as big as it is now. And that's everything. So go ahead, Chelsea. Let's hear yours.
Oh gosh, I don't know how I can keep this short, but I will try and keep it as short as possible. So for me, like going from being a distributor, not even hitting Ruby last time in the business, I was the complete opposite of Kelly Jo. I didn't have the vision. I didn't believe that it could truly change my life. I wanted to believe it, right? Like I wanted to believe that, but I didn't truly believe that I could do it, that this business could truly change my life, could truly make me enough money to do all the things I want to do, right? So I think from there, I started getting my mind right before I started again. I started working out. I started getting healthy. I started getting my mind more healthy. I was in a better spot. When I first started, we were broke. We were living at my father-in-law's house. We still live at my father-in-law's house, but we weren't paying any rent. Like we were broke, like had no money. I was scroll patrolling through Facebook and Instagram, and that's what I would tell myself I was working. Okay. So then I quit and messaged Tamika in like October of 2017. And I was like, I need some Thermofite. And she's like, I'm not giving you that. Like, if you want products, you're going to be a distributor. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, I'll just buy the products from you. And she's like, no. So then she came and talked to us, me and my husband, because it was a mutual effort on that one. You're welcome, Tamika. Anyway, so then honestly, it took me a year. Like it was from November. I went Ruby, I think in January. I think I was Ruby before conference last year. So went Ruby before conference. And then guess what, guys? I hit a stall. Hardcore stall. I had 3 emeralds pop up below me before I got my poop in a group and got to work. So I think for me, my biggest shift was truly believing that I'm good enough.
And how?
Honestly,
tell us.
I'm not sure there's a secret sauce for it. It's like something so different for everybody. Like for me, it was losing my job and my husband saying, you have a choice. And when he gave me that ultimatum, like I could be home. Okay.
So tell me about, because obviously all I know is what I see. And the first time it was, I'm working, I'm scrolling, right?
Yeah.
And then Ruby, what action steps, if you can remember? I mean, because Ruby is the big jump, but once you hit Ruby, then you're like, man, I could pop rubies all day long. Like Ruby's nothing when you first start. Once you hit that and you move on to it. But you guys that are distributors, executives right now, like Ruby is a jump, and it's
a lot of work.
Yeah. And so talk to me about what you were doing then. And maybe if you could go back in time, what would you do more of or differently to help you hit it faster and then keep with the momentum? And then what are you doing now to push for double? Like what's totally brand new, really hadn't done before that you're doing and excited about?
Okay. So to hit Ruby, I was sending messages every single day. No matter what, I was sending messages no matter how I felt. Then after I hit Ruby, I was like, oh man, maybe that isn't what I like to do. Right? Like I started shifting towards like more indirect marketing. If you've seen my Facebook page, or my Instagram, that I'm more indirect with the way that I market, which teach their own. So then I was like, I need to figure this out my way. Like, it's really important to know who you are and the leader that you want to be. So then to hit diamond, I literally just busted my butt, like just sending messages, getting desperate on my feed, telling people that I need this, telling people I was getting this bonus, telling people that this was going to get me a baby, like being real and raw and vulnerable and not letting anything that anybody was going to say about me matter.
And
really.
It's funny because when you get to that point, you're like, I ain't too proud to brag. Like I will.
You just take the will. Like
you message everyone. You guys, on promotion months, like there is no shame in your beg game when you are that close and you're all in. And I want to say that because I remember when you were going diamond, we were halfway through the month and Kellen was not commission qualified. And I said, are you doing this or are you not? Because if you're going to do it, you better run your auto shipment tomorrow and you better be all in because you can't be half in and half out. Like it's all or nothing. And I remember you messaging me and
my Ruby, for everybody that doesn't understand that. He was my Ruby.
And I remember you were like, okay, it's set up. It's running tomorrow. And I was like, there we go. And I feel like since that happened, you were like just on fire. Like, I mean, it just was go, go, go. Like once you were like, no, I am doing it. It's happening. But
Well,
that was
even
before you lost your job too.
yeah. Well, and even since then, like I feel like I'm just a bulldozer and I'm just doing what I want to do no matter what people say to me. Like Saturday is Easter preparation, right? Like everybody's doing a bunch of Easter stuff. And my mom's like, hey, can you come to an Easter party at 1 o'clock? I'm like, no, I have a party at noon.
A business
like,
party.
Yeah, on this Saturday. And she's like, well, I thought you said you're only going to work a couple hours. I'm like, I'm making a full-time income. So I'm going to be working as much as it takes to get in even more full-time income. So now I'm just to the point where like, this is my business. I meet up with my team as much as I can, no matter how I'm feeling, no matter what I think, I'm meeting up with them. If they will meet up with me, I will meet up with them. Even if I have to drive an hour, I will meet up with them, no matter what. And I do my own team calls. I'm always there for my team. I think that's probably my biggest shift is that like, no matter what, I am like there.
Well, and it's like you just decided, like, I'm a business owner. This is my business. I get to have it look like whatever I want it to look like, and I'm doing it. And I feel like a lot of times people are like, oh, well, I can't do that because I have this or because I have that. And if it was a job that was paying you salary that said you had a meeting that you got to come in for, you'd be there. And so I feel like with me personally, and I know I can say this with Kelly Jo and all the other leaders that are on here, is it's like we show up even when it's inconvenient. And sometimes we have to sacrifice or invest moments that we can't ever get back in some cases. But what are you trading it for? You know, a lot of times. And that is to each their own as far as what they're willing to do. But you guys all have to know that to be a leader, to get to the top of the company, you are going to have to give up the good to get the great. Like, and you get to make that call. So,
well, and with that, like everybody's like, well, you're a stay-at-home mom, or you only have one kid, or you only have this. Like, you guys, it doesn't matter. I still have 100 million things to do in my day. Like, I never understood what single mom, stay-at-home moms did, but like, I still have a million things to do. Like, everything from under the sun, right? And so we all are busy, and we all have busy lives, and we all have lives that we want to be a part of. You just get to choose how and when you're going to work, and if this business is going to be the like fuel to make your life the way you want it. You just get to choose. You get to choose that. And so if you are not willing to sacrifice a little to get a lot, then you need to learn to sacrifice a little to get a lot.
Yeah, I love that. All right, Mandy.
All right. So I went Ruby in 21 days, and it was exciting. It was fun, and like, it was awesome. And then I started working for Emerald, and I made Emerald in 70 some days. It was under 3 months, and it was super exciting, and it was really fun. And then I lost it. Like, I barely made Ruby off of volume. And then I bounced right back up to Emerald the next month, because that night when I lost it, like, I remember messaging Amber and saying, I'm 500 away, but my Emerald bonus is only 500. Is it really worth it? And Chelsea said the same thing. It is not worth it. And I was devastated, because I thought that rank meant everything, but it didn't. The next morning I woke up and I made a plan. I decided that I was going to go Emerald again that month. Daniel was going to go Ruby again that month. And I wasn't going to put a single penny toward it other than our auto shipments. And I did it. And I think a whole lot of that had to do with just deciding, one, that I was going to do it, and then having like a schedule and a plan and being super intentional with my time. And that's what got me to Diamond. Like, I had to figure out who I was and what I wanted this business to be and what I wanted it to look like, because how I run my business looks completely different than how Tamika runs hers, than even how Chelsea runs hers. But one thing that is consistent is I showed up. I didn't care if I was sick. Like, the month before I made Diamond, I had pneumonia, and I still showed up to calls. I still did everything that I said I was going to do, and being super committed. Like, if you say you're going to do something, then you better do it. We tell our kids that if you say you're going to do it, you need to do it. How are we any different? And so I just showed up. There's plenty of times that I don't feel like it. I don't feel like sending messages but I have a non-negotiable that I do every single day, whether I feel like it or not, whether I'm sick, whether life happens, because trust me, life has happened more than once since I've joined this business. And so like just not giving up because you lose your rank. Because I was terrified that if I lost it, would I rebuild it? Is it something that I would push harder for? Like that's what I went to bed thinking. And I woke up the next morning saying, no, like that is my rank and I'm going to go even farther than that.
I love it. And a couple things that you said, and everybody, you know, in this book, it says successful people view this as a lifelong career. So you got to know that getting to the top, you're going to fall, but you've got to decide to get back up, and you got to decide to get back up and be stronger and learn from it. So that way you don't make the same mistakes again. Or if you do, then it's going to look a little bit different. You're going to grow from it. And one thing that I think is really important is that, and kind of leads us into the next thing that I want to talk about, is finding your strengths. One thing that Mandy is extremely good at, that we all, I feel like, need to get better at, or maybe you guys are good at it too, but I'm not, is you guys, we are a people business. We help people get results. And if you are not collecting before and after pictures and submitting them for your customers, like, we're not doing our job. If you're only checking in with them to update their orders once a month, not checking in like, hey, I just checked the tracking, it's scheduled to get there on this day, or hey, it says that your products were delivered, here's how you use them. Hey, how's your diet and exercise? Do you need me to send you some recipes? Do you need me to get you cooked up to our Live Fit app so that way you get these workouts? But like, Mandy is amazing at getting results. And I'm so grateful that they did this Results Ready challenge, you guys, because I sent in 3 customers who ordered packs and they sent me their results, and all 3 of their results were phenomenal. One girl used defining gel on her legs and she's like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize they were so bad. Like, look at how good those look. I'm like, yeah, I'm so glad you took pictures. Another girl used wraps. Her inner thigh gap like grew 2 inches like long. And then another girl did the TFX, the probiotic, and the shake. And she's like, I need more. Like, I hit my goal and I want more. And I was like, oh my gosh. And the wrap results just got approved today, and the other 2 are still pending, and my results got approved, you guys. And like, we are in the people business, and we need to make sure that we're taking good care of our customers. And so that is a strength that Mandy definitely has. And as you can like hear from these other leaders, like Chelsea is a great friend, very, very like in tune with people. Kelly Jo loves her personal development and is like always like go, 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 idea after idea. Like, everyone has their strengths. And so I want you guys to write in the chat, and I know we're losing some people, so hopefully they'll go back and watch the recording, but I want you guys to write in the chat is, what is your strengths? Because when it's all said and done, our job is to sign customers and distributors, but all of our businesses are going to look different. And in this book, Strength Finder, if you guys haven't got it, get it. And I recommend buying it, because then you get a code that will give you a quiz that will tell you what all your strengths are. And I read the first part of the book, and it talks about, why do we so much focus on our weaknesses and trying to make those strong rather than just focusing on our strengths and making those even stronger? Because you guys, as you're going to build leaders in your organization, they're going to have their own strengths. And I'm like tempted to have like Mandy do like a big results challenge event for us, so that way we can all just like make sure that we are like being in touch with her and like holding ourselves accountable, because she's so good at that. And, you know, I think with Chelsea, like, she could be just our mental therapist, where we could just like talk to her about everything and just like what's going right and what we love about our lives and like what we like, everything. Like, she's just going to be there for a friend. But you guys, I want you guys to really hone in on what your strengths are and make that a valuable asset to your business. And I talked to some people earlier this week because they're going for promotions. And I said, if you want a bigger paycheck, then you need to bring more value. Okay, you don't get to be the same person you were at Ruby to go Diamond. You don't get to be that same person. Who says that you can go from a $250 paycheck to a $2,000 paycheck by not bringing more value to the table? And so the last thing I want to end with is value, you guys, and your mindset. Okay, so let's talk about value for your customers. Because we are in the people business, what can you create? What can you do? What systems can you have in place? What scripts can you create for yourself that are going to make sure that your customers have results? I'm going to start putting in an extra paragraph in my closing that's like, okay, I don't want you to waste your money. I want to make sure you're getting results. Can you be committed to communicating with me X times a week, depending on how much they need and what their goals are. But I'm going to add in an extra paragraph in there that's like, listen, I really want to help you get results. And by me doing that, I'm going to keep my customers even longer. They're going to trust me even more. They're going to order more products. They're going to tell their friends that they didn't sign up and get products. They signed up and they got a relationship with a one-on-one coach. How many of you guys buy from Amazon? Anybody in Amazon calling you saying like, hey, how are you liking your products? Nobody. You don't get your own personal customer service rep. When anybody when anyone signs to buy products from you, you are their customer service one-on-one rep. They have you in their back pocket at all times, and they get to call you whether it's a good day or a bad day, whether they have a problem or a success to celebrate. Like, that is something that you can offer value to people if you choose to. So number 1, helping your customers get results. Number 2, how to motivate your team. You guys have to lead by example. I am going to say this with love in my heart because that's all I have for you guys. But if your team is not motivated, on fire, you need to look in the mirror. Because if you don't have a project that's going, if you don't have something that you're super excited about and moving towards, your team doesn't have it either. You guys, I am so excited about this 100K challenge. It's scary. And every single day we're posting the power hours. And like, since I've been gone, it's been a little bit hard, but I'm excited to get back in it. And that is a project that is near and dear to my heart. Not everyone has to do it. Not everyone has to want to do it, but I'm excited about it. And it's getting me to upsell like crazy. It's getting me new customers. It's getting me to do things I've never done before. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited to create a new script to give to my customers to make sure that they get results. And in my day planner, I'm going to write, so-and-so ordered this day, check so-and-so's tracking, message this person. Like, I'm going to be writing it in my calendars, and that gets me excited. Like, if your team is not on fire, it is a direct reflection of you. And are you going to be able to get everyone on fire and bring everyone along? No. But it doesn't matter. Because I'm not looking about who's not coming with me. I'm looking at who is coming with me. And I know where I'm going, and I know that I'm going to get there. And if it's not with the people that are in my organization right now, it's going to be with the people that I'm attracting into my organization because of the passion and excitement that I have. Okay, you cannot sit here and look at your team that's not working and be bummed about it. Okay, you get your butt to work. Okay, this business is your business. And you're going to bring in the people that you attract. And then the last thing I wrote down is either you do or you don't, you guys. Either you're going to decide to be in that top 5% or you're not. And it really is that simple. And it just comes down to what you do on a daily basis. My work takes an hour a day. If that's all I did was my own personal work, an hour a day. And then on the days where I want to do more and I want to prep and I want to do projects and I want to work on this, that, and the other and do one-on-one calls, then of course it's going to add up. But you guys, the work that you put in now is going to reflect later. And I will tell you that for you to go from this distributor to Ruby rank, you've got to do what Chelsea said, just message like crazy. You got to ask people, you got to plant all those seeds. You got to get to that position. And then you're going to be able to grow your mind. You're going to be able to grow your business. You're going to be able to grow a leader. And so then the work that you're doing is going to duplicate three times because now you got 3 distributors under you that you're working with and helping grow. Okay. And you're going to grow into that leadership. But I just feel like I want every single person to make it so bad. And it's ultimately your decision. It's ultimately in what you do. Go ahead, Kelly Jo.
I shared this a little bit on the Tuesday call, so if you were on, but I've had so many sideline people and my downline to message me and say, like, what did you do to go double? Like, I need the secret sauce. And I think that we so many times ask people for this because we just want somebody to tell us like exactly what to do. But we are telling you exactly what to do. I'm telling you right now, the reason I went double diamond is because for 3.5 years, I have been consistent. There is one day that I didn't post on Facebook, and I remember it, and it haunts my dreams. And as petty and stupid as you think it may be, it's not. Because it'd be like Walmart just not opening randomly one day for absolutely no reason that really mattered. Okay? So you have to be consistent. So there's no secret. There's no secret. Like, you have to be consistent. You have to be a product of the product and believe that you can change people's life with this business and the products. And that's even what Denise Walsh Black Diamond told us. Like, that's what she said. And this business is simple. We make it so complicated. You need to sign 3 distributors and 4 customers every single month and teach your team to do the same. There's a girl, Sherry Lynn Oncala. That's like all she does every month. Now, sometimes she does it more, but that's it. Like, that's her goal. And she is one of the highest paid ambassadors, or she was, at least. I don't know if she still is, but they just built like a brand new multi-million-dollar house with wrap stuff. Like, so I'm telling you right now, it's simple. 3 distributors, 4 customers, teach everybody to do the same. Show up every single day and be a product of the product in every way. That's personal development. That's using the products. That's making the business change your life. And that's all, like, that's the secret. That's it.
Yeah. So simple. And you guys, what are you doing to sign your 4 customers and your 3 distributors? Whatever that looks like you get to decide. So I love it, you guys. Last thing. Last thing. Who read, Girl, Stop Apologizing? Okay. Who wrote down their 10 years, their 10 dreams, their 1 goal? You guys do it. Like, actually write it down like she says to do it, because number 1, I'm going to totally make this up. So, asterisk, 80% of your goals are more likely to happen if you actually write them down. So write it down. But this gave me another just kick in the butt as far as what I wanted and what I'm working toward. Like, I shared it with Derek. Like, we've got new goals. I'm excited to shift my Instagram page, to shift my stories, to just like be more. Because like I said, what took me to triple isn't going to take me to press. If I want that jump in paycheck from $8,000 to $16,000, I got to have extra $8,000 volume or value growth, in myself and giving to other people. And so just really think about what value you can provide and build on your strengths. So anyway, we're going to hop off, you guys. Thank you. I'll get this recording up. It'll be on the PAC channel.
I'm doing a power half hour right now. So everybody can hop off and then we can hop back on. So that for those of you that don't know how to leave.
Well, and I'm recording, so that'll be perfect. Okay, so if you want to do a power half hour with Kelly Jo and work for 30 minutes, your business, learn how to do it, what to do it. She'll give you some scripts. Just pop back on this Zoom after I end it.